What's up guys, and welcome back to another Python tutorial. In this video we're going to be recreating the Flappy Bird game. I'm sure you've heard of it. For those who haven't, it's a very original game. It's just a bird that flaps up and down and you have to go through polls like you can see on the screen right now. You just have to get your best score. You can play it on mobile, on web browser, on computer, whatever. So we're going to be recreating that in Python in pygame. So this is the first part. We're going to be doing the physics. And basically, when completing this game, you learn a lot of things, like sprite animations, like, importing your own images and making games out of them. You learn physics, and the physics I talk about in this video can be modified for platformers and other things like that. So we're going to be making the first part of Flappy Bird, which is the physics, like I said. And it's just going to be a blue box that goes up and down. Get us started. Alright, let's do it. So, let's start off by importing pygame. And then initializing pygame, pygame.init, all that stuff. Set up the screen using pygame.display.setMode. Now I'm going to make my screen vertical. So, 500 by 800 kind of puts it in as like it's a mobile game. So, yeah. And then I'm going to set up a caption. So when you open a pygame window, it says, look, this is a pygame window. That's all it says. So now you can change that using pygame.display.setCaption. And now I can make it say Flappy Bird instead of pygame window. Just makes it more professional, I guess you could say. So yeah, and then we can set up running. Like always, while running for event in pygame.event.get, if event.type is equal to pygame.quit, then we can set running to false. And then after that, we can say screen.fill white. And yes, I have started using the text string for the colors. It's just easier, And then you can do pygame.display.flip. There you go. And in the end, we can quit pygame. There you go. This will create a window. So let's open it up. And there you go. You get a pygame Flappy Bird window that is white and vertical. So let's close that. And now let's actually create our bird, you could say. So let's set up a class. We'll be using a class that's easier to deal with things because it's a pretty big game. It's a pretty big player thing, right? So we can do that. And then now we're going to want to set up the initialization. So define __ init. And inside here we're going to be passing self, x, y, and size. And remove this. And now I'm going to make those variables global only inside the player class. So we can use them in all our functions. So self.x is equal to x, self.y is equal to y, self.size is equal to size. So this will make everything global inside the class. And now I'm going to add my own separate variable, which is self.velocity. So self.vel, and I'm going to set that to 0. I'll talk about what it does in a moment. Let's just get the render out of the way. So define the render, and then self, and now we're just drawing. So using pygame.draw.rect, pass in the screen, and then you could make it whatever color you want. I like to make it blue, so I'm gonna pick a shade of blue. You could do the same if you want. So that's my color. And then we're going to put in self.x, self.y, self.size, and self.size. Right, because our shape is a square, so we want equal sides. Okay, so now I'm going to create another function, and it's going to be called fall. Pass in self. So how this game is going to work is we're going to detect the mouse button down, and when we do, we're going to jump. So we'll have a separate function for that. But if the mouse button is not down, then we're falling constantly. And how this is going to work, we're going to be implementing gravity, of course. So we're going to have our y position, and we're going to add the velocity to it. Because in Pygame, our grid is the top left corner is 0, 0. So as you go down, the y value goes up, and as you go to the right, the x value goes up. So when we're going down, we're adding to the y value. And then we want to have a maximum velocity, because if our player goes too fast, the actual person who's playing it won't be able to see the bird at all. And we don't want that, so we're going to set a speed which the bird can't go faster than. And then we want a growth. So it's like the gravity, the effect of gravity. So how much are we adding to the speed that we're already going to? So let's put all of that in. So first, we're falling. So self.y is plus equal to self.velocity. Now we set up our cap. So if self.velocity is less than equal to 0.8, then we want to set self.velocity plus equal to, so we're adding 0.0025. That's the number I chose for the growth, and that's the cap. It works well for me. You could change the numbers if you would like. So since the velocity is positive, if it's greater than 0.8, then we stop increasing it, and if it's less than, well, then we can increase it until it reaches 0.8. Great, now that's the fall function done. Now we just define jump. So self, and this is just one line, it's just self.velocity is equal to negative 0.9. 0.9. And this just sets the player going up, because negative, you're going upward. So that's easy. And yeah, that's actually the whole class function, whole class finished. So yeah, now we can move on to the body. But first, let's declare the variables. So x is going to be equal to 200, y is going to be equal to 400, and size is going to be equal to 50. You can, change them around if you'd like. And then I'm going to add a new variable. This is jumping. And I'm going to set it to false. So when jumping is true, we activate our jump. So when it's false, we're falling. We're falling, yeah. And right after that, we're going to set a player equal to the class player and pass in all of our variables, x, y, and size. There you go. And now we want to detect our mouse input. So if event.type is equal to pygame.mouse button down, then if event.button is equal to 1, then we know that we've pressed the right button, which is the left mouse button, and we can set jumping equal to true. Perfect. Now we have all of this, and also if I made a video about mouse button down and all the mouse inputs, you can watch that to get a better idea of what I'm actually doing here. You might not understand this if event.button. So you could go check that out after you watch this video. So we fill the screen, and then we're going to say player.render, since we created that function. You don't need to pass in anything. And after that, we're going to have if jumping, since it's a boolean, so it's true, then this automatically works. And I'm going to set jumping equal to player.jump. And you're like, wait a minute, we're not returning anything in player.jump, so what will this do? Well, jumping will be set to none, since we're not returning anything here. And in this position, none and false are going to be equal to the same thing, because the only thing we look for is a true. So you could do this, or the more understandable way would be to just set jumping equal to false after that, which is what I'll do. Either one of them is fine. They both work. And else, if we're not, then we're just falling. Player.fall. Nice and easy. And there you go. That's the whole thing done. Let's go ahead and run it. And there you go. Look. It's a blue square. That's happy. It's a happy blue square, right? You're happy, right? Yeah, it's happy. And it can bounce. You could probably change how fast it's going, how slow it's going. That's up to you. So, yeah, this is looking nice, and I like it. Yeah. So, yeah, I hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.